What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Porkchop, and today we got more updates involving NovaOnline. Now, for those who missed the last video on my channel, I highly recommend you go check that out. Because just last week, Nova's secret Reddit was exposed, and he did talk about some rather interesting things involving his little diaper play and his other actions that would be very concerning. And for a while I was really hoping this would be the last, at least for a good while, that I would hear, or any of us would hear, anything about this. But unfortunately, we have new Discord leaks to go along with it. So we got a lot to talk about. Also, coming later on in the video, Nova has beef with another creator in TikTok, and of course, I got a personal update with NovaOnline. But first, let's get into these leaks from Discord. Now, we're going to just go ahead and pull the band-aid off with this, guys, and we're going to start with these screenshots that were posted to Twitter. This is between Nova and, I guess, assuming his Dom on Discord, where Nova would say, "What do you think would help?" And they said, "You tell me, what do you desire, or what do you want, or what do you want to show mommy? Hee hee. I might be a little bit wet down here, so any way you can help me with that, pretty boy? Or are you just gonna leave a poor girl hanging?" Alright, I can tell you right off the bat, it doesn't take anyone with eyes, or a rocket science degree, or whatever you want to call it, to know that what she's doing right here is she's flirting with Nova. She's trying to get him to give in to her temptations, and Nova, as a fucking idiot, responds back to her being quote-unquote wet with, "Like raining?" And they would respond back with, "Alright, what do you mean by raining?" And Nova said, "Like weather." Okay, Nova, listen. I know you got zero riz. I know you have no game. I know you are not good at talking to women. But you gotta be a complete ass moron to not know what she's talking about, dude. Okay, and then we got this other screenshot, which is Nova saying, "I also learned that the word also makes a really good massage gun." Now I'm gonna stop right here and say, if y'all don't know what the word blurred out is, just think of something that usually a female, sometimes men too, will use to, excite themselves. And he says it also makes a good massage gun. I don't know if I can really say gun, but I'm just gonna go ahead and try it. But he also goes on and says, "My elbow is really sore and I'm using it to soothe the sore area, for small temporary relief." Now, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm more of an each to their own type of guy. So if someone wants to use weird objects to help relieve pain, I'm not gonna really judge. But when you're using that type of object, at that point, dude, I don't know, because we already seen how sloppy Nova is. We've seen how messy the house is. I'm not gonna say for sure, but it doesn't seem very clean to begin with, and the fact that he used that in his South Park video, oh god, it is disgusting. But the other issue I want to bring up is how he says his elbow's been hurting. We know Nova has horrible health, and I'm wondering if that might be pain attributes to it. Nova has been struggling with his health, as I said, but there's times where he said about once a month he can't even get out of bed, and that's actually a serious problem. I'm not gonna feel bad, so feel pity for the chum, but without a doubt, it might have something to do with that, why his elbow might be hurting. But we're gonna also go ahead and jump into this next one. And guys, I gotta warn you, this one is gonna be, I gotta have censored this heavily. So, but for this one, we got another Discord message where he says, "I always watch cuckold." I'm not gonna say that word. When I want to, we'll just say please himself. Now, if you don't know what cuckold is, it pretty much is just the desire to watch your partner interact in a specific manner with another person while you watch. So in other words, it's just pretty much voyeurism. And no, I mean, I get Nova has said that he is in a poly relationship, and hey, I'm not going to judge, because we're all into some things. The problem I draw the line is if he's saying this to minors, because we already know Nova is a creep, otherwise I wouldn't be making videos over him. And that's another thing I want to say. Only reason I make insults about him is because what he's doing, not who he is, and not him having a disability, but the fact that he likes underage individuals. But we're going to go ahead and jump to one more screenshot. But now, guys, we get into these messages where Nova is trying to find sympathy because he says that he hates himself right now, and because his mom got rushed to the ER, where he claims it wasn't his fault. And for those who aren't aware, his mom actually had her leg amputated and her foot amputated, but now that it's infected again from the slop in the heath in their house, Nova's still trying to say that he's not blaming himself, it's not his fault, even though it is. He could have cleaned up. He says she's been in rehab for the past few months. She couldn't have gained it from the stuff, which there's been plenty of times where we hear Mama Gage in the background of his TikToks. But someone said, thing is, if they know that your mom lives in bad conditions, is there a chance that she can get sent off to another place? Where Nova goes, if that happens, then I must just myself. Which we already know Nova does. We've seen the videos with the cage and stuff. But we can see right there that Nova truly doesn't really care about his mother. He's not taking accountability from all the mess, and even in the message where if she gets sent to another place, and he says, well, I might as well just go myself. No, but you have so many options you can do. You can go get a job, and you're choosing not to. You're saying that you're putting these applications in, but you're also, at the same time, you can go DoorDash, and you're saying that making every excuse not to. So I really can't feel pity for you. But we're going to look at some of his TikToks, too. I thought I'd do that today also.
Alright, you've heard of a BLT. What about a BSTA? This is my version of a BLT from Subway. If you don't know what BSTA stands for, which you probably don't, it stands for bacon, spinach, tomato, and awesomeness. Let's try it out. Gotta pay my dues real quick. Lovely. I'm so happy Subway switched to Pepsi products. Oh, the bread is really crumbly today. Okay, yeah, this bread was very poorly made. Like, it's crumbling so easily. Let's try this out regardless. Bone apple teeth. Try to find a good spot.
Exclusive property of Nova is a huge bitch.
Bacon from Subway is always super questionable. This time around, it's really good. The quality of the bread, obviously it's lacking, it's falling apart, but veggies on here are fresh. Sauces give it tons and tons of flavor, helps cut through the grease and the saltiness of the bacon. You need something spicy like Chipotle to do that, and that's what I put on there. Would I get that again? Absolutely, if the bread was a higher quality. I'm guessing they just had a bad day with the bread, but I'm going to go ahead and give that sandwich a 7 out of 10 just because the bread wasn't up to standard. The Subway I worked at would never do that. NovaOnline Universe, signing off.
I've always really loved it how Nova thinks that he has to pay his dues to Pepsi just because they commented on a video of his one time. And like it was said before, now I didn't one that said it, but it wasn't anyone important in Pepsi. It was more on the lines of, it was just the Pepsi company's TikTok page that said one word, and it was just absolutely. And now he thinks that it means Pepsi is sponsoring him, Pepsi has noticed him, and if anything, it probably tanked their economics really, really low because of it. But also it's because that he wants to give everything a low rating because it doesn't please him. The bread from a fast food chain didn't please Princess Nova. But, I mean, their mascot used to be Jared Fugel, so I can't really say that I'm surprised about that. I will say, though, is that you get what you pay for with a chain restaurant. They're not going to be high quality or anything like that. So, I don't know what Nova's trying to do with that, but let's check out this next one.
Welcome back to Factor or Kappa, where I try different Factor meals and tell you if they're underrated or dog shish. Today's is the cremini mushrooms and meatballs with mashed potatoes and broccoli and carrots. I'm so little emotional, I just got done filming the cancer video, and I'm going to release the next 3 Factor or Kappers over the next couple of days. But let's start out with the vegetables. They're veggies, they're hard to mess up. Although Factor has nailed the cooking time a lot better. And I'm proud of them for that. Alright, now let's try the mashed taters. Oh my god! What the fuck is in that? Oh, it's cauliflower mash! Really weird texture at first. But there's something in there that does not taste good to me. Maybe the meatballs will save it, and these don't look like squares like they did with the caramelized onion meatballs. I could probably get behind these. Love the meatballs, but I'm not a big fan of this gravy. Like, the gravy has this, like, awful taste to it. It kind of tastes like dirt. And mushrooms are supposed to be umami, not dirt. Okay, I mixed up the mash a little bit. It actually is mashed potatoes. But, yeah. Still, there's some sort of spice in it that does not sit right with me. So, gravy, not good. Mashed potatoes, okay. The meatballs and the veggies are pretty good. This is getting a 3.5 out of 5 stars, just because I feel like the gravy is a big part of the meal. Anyways, NovaOnline Universe, signing off.
Now, I'm no food critic professional, but I'm pretty sure when you're reviewing food, it's not a great idea to say that some sort of the food tastes like, oh, I don't know, dirt or shit or fuck. Nova really needs to learn how to actually do a proper food review, because honestly, when you're doing a food review, as from what I've seen, you're supposed to compare it to something else, and at the same time, when you're going through Factor or Kappa or any of those sites like that, you're still in the end getting processed stuff. It's not gonna be healthy. And then of course you got right here, he's gonna do another WWE, AEW, TNA entrance with that little TNT, 2-time TNT championship belt. But guys, Nova really needs to do better than this.
Can I make a Nova cord with my paracord scraps? Let's find out. So in here are paracord scraps that I have been collecting, making Nova cords for the past 1.5 years. And I just realized I also stored my 5-foot paracords in here. Which, if you don't know, 5 foot is the length that I use for a keychain. And 2 of those 5-foot lengths make a bracelet. So I'm going to find 2 5-foot lengths and see if I can make a bracelet out of them. Digging through the mini keychain scraps, I already found one. This is like an orange cord with like little... And I just got really interrupted by a prank call. Alright, I found 2 lengths that I think will work together. So we've got this light orange one and a crimson one. I'll be right back with the results. I'm back. So I was able to make a bracelet out of the crimson and orange scraps that I found in my scrap bucket. And honestly, I love the look of this bracelet so much. I might make a second one just to add to the personal collection, because holy shit, this thing is fucking sexy. So, but if you guys order a mystery cord on Etsy, you guys might get this one. Anyways, y'all, that's gonna wrap it up. I'll be posting this one on my Instagram at the NovaOnline Universe Hates Atlanta. And NovaOnline Universe, signing off.
I'm going to be honest with you guys, this just might be nitpicking at this point, but if Nova says anything is sexy, I'm pretty sure I'm never going to buy something like that again. But I also want to say too, and it's kind of what bothered me for a little bit, for a while, Nova has these Nova cords they're bracelets. They're pretty much bracelets. He sells them for overpriced and everything. But if you think about the wrist squeezing incident that caused him trauma and PTSD, where he claims that he tried taking his own life, why would you make bracelets if that was the case? That would be like if someone scarred themselves with a certain object and they decided, okay, well, I'm going to sell those instead. Doesn't really make any bit of sense. And I might see grasping at straws, but what isn't grasping at straws, though, is the fact that, yes, he's using scraps to make his paracords. And the fact that he's using leftover scraps and stuff just shows that, A, they're not high quality at all, and B, you're overpaying for just garbage at that point. And also, like, hearing the stories about them, I don't see how anyone could want these things. And not only that, you're supporting a predator when you make these things, when you buy these things from him. So please, whatever you do, don't do that either. I also want to go on to say too, since we're on the topic of Nova, that just yesterday, I want to say I was in his stream watching him play, and of course I was trolling just like a lot of people. I suggested NovaOnline to play the game Sad Satan, and he ended up banning me from commenting on the stream, which actually gets me to start thinking that maybe deep down, after all this thing, all that dirty stuff and disgusting degenerate stuff he's done, maybe it's possible that Nova has a conscience after all. Because if you're not aware, Sad Satan is actually one of the most deprived games on the internet, especially the clone copies, which actually shows real life pictures of that, and sadly this too. So for Nova to actually kick someone from saying that actually shows that maybe, just maybe, he has some sense of humanity left. At the same time, however, Nova was showing the same things in one of these discords to minors when he got shut down. So, and that fact that he runs with the people who spam these in the comments. But then, of course, we got one more thing, and before I wrap this video up, but I do want to say this is actually kind of funny. This is involving with another person he has beef with on TikTok, and that being Christian Burger. Y'all check this out.
This message is for Nova and Nova only. And if you're not Nova, just keep on scrolling. Listen, Nova, you gotta stop sending your little minions to my comment section saying that we are a couple. We aren't. I am not into men. I am into women. So get that through your head right now. And stop sending your minions to bombard my comments section.
Okay, guys, whoever started this, y'all deserve a gold medal and a gold star and everything golden. Because this is downright funny, because when you look into Christian Burger, he is also another predator who tried meeting up with minors before, and even told a younger person that he wanted to have a three-way with her and her boyfriend. And he also dodges these questions too with saying, "Oh, I'm tired, blah blah blah." So the fact that people are doing this shipping thing with these two is just downright hilarious, and I can support this. And it's also even funnier because since Christian Burger posted this video, people started commenting, "Oh, you two together? Congratulations!" Where Christian Burger would go through the comments and keep telling people, no, we are not, which fuels the fire. And I think this goes back with the lolcows, that they aren't aware what they're doing will keep causing people to continue the harassment and everything. And I mean, I guess a little bit of trolling like this is fine and all, but just don't do anything stupid like we saw with the protests. Don't go after these people, don't harass them, don't dox them, guys, because that's going to make matters worse. But guys, that's going to do it for me. I hope y'all enjoy your weekend. And I hope y'all enjoyed the video too. Also, I want to give a shout out to my gaming channel, guys. That's going to be porkchop_gaming. We're going to try to get content out there as soon as possible. But guys, I will see y'all next time. As always, stay away from the chum. And as always, too, dare to defy.